Hey there, everyone. Today we are going to talk about round robins, which is a sampler setting techniques to make things sound a little more organic or human or alive in general. First, a simple example to listen. So I've loaded the core TR-606 sample pack from Live, the drum kit, and here is only a hi-hat, quite speed. What you are hearing here is one sample being triggered a lot of time. Now let's go to this pack, which is the Concrete Collage TR-606 drum pack that I've made, and you can find it for free on the Concrete Collage label page. I'll put a link in the description. It's exactly the same thing. Not sure if you noticed, but there's a bit more going on here. And if you look at the meter, for example, you will see that it's not always at the same level. There's a few variation over here. There's not much variation there. I will go a little bit from one to the other so you can notice the difference. Apart from the pitch, which is obviously different. Here, this pack is just one sample per hit, and this one is using the round robin technique. Let's check a more complex pattern. I found this one to sound a little bit better, mostly because it's a little bit more alive. I can be biased to this because I made this one, of course. But anyway, the important thing here is that I will show you how it's done. So the way to build a kit like this is to use a drum rack. First, let's create a drum rack. And for each drums, what you are going to do is to load a sampler. Instrument, sampler. Now we need a sample. Now, the concept of the round robin is to use, for example, here, this kick drum is in fact 6 samples of that same kick drum with the analog drum machines or acoustic instruments. Every hit or every pass of a recording will be different, and that's what we are trying to capture here. So I made a few analog drums on my analog 4, and we're going to record some of those. All right, it's already recorded. I did it earlier. As you can see, if you look at the waveform closely, none of the hits is exactly the same than the other. Always a bit of difference. So we are going to grab this and put it in our sampler. First important thing is to put this scale thing to 0. So no matter the key pressed, the pitch will not change. It will be important later, you will understand. So now let's chunk this into different pieces. Let's go to zone. Let's cut this into 6 parts. Okay. Now what we need, we look here, it's a random MIDI effects that is made to alternate between all those different samples. So I made my own round robin switcher, so it's ready to be used. I still have to set it up correctly all the time. Here we have 6 samples, so we need 6 choices. Alternate mode, I will show you later why. And now if we play this, you can see here that it's always picking a different note. And this is where we are going to put our samples. So we have one on the root note, Oop, and all the others going on their own channel. So now when we play it, there's one missing. So let's do it. Let's set the envelope right, trigger, one voice. So now, as an example, let's make a snare roll pattern like this. If I remove the random, sound like a machine gun. Well, here it sounds a little bit more like a normal drummer snare roll. And then you just have to repeat this same step for any other sound. I'll just load the kick drum from my Analog 4 and record it over here. Done. Here I'm going to copy this, remove all that was there, which was the snare. And now let's repeat the exact same. It's a good idea to do this right from the start. Let's just do 4. Save you a little bit of time, because it's extremely boring to watch, I'm sure. Let's just do 4. It will be easier to watch. So each of those will go to a different note. Let's make sure scale is at 0 for all of them. 4 choices. If I remove it. So if we do random, it will look at here. Just picking up any of those, no matter the order. It's sometimes it happens that they trigger twice the same, and I don't like that. I prefer them to alternate. So the more you put different samples there, the more organic or the more analog it will sound. That's it. I hope it was helpful. See you next time.